the CTO looks on the tech side, and the CPO looks at more of the product side and design.
You look at more of the marketing, and did that come from the BCG experience that you had?
Kind of like what it broadly came out of like our own like iterations. So essentially at BCG, I did not learn marketing like in a more direct way. What really helped me at BCG was like, just understanding how just a broader business world works. Like essentially, when you look at a super large organization, how do they look to solve cost related problems? How do they try to grow revenues? And like, how do they do performance management? How do they like kind of like ensure that bureaucracy does not kick in, or like if bureaucracy kicks in, then what kind of steps do they take? How do they move fast? Because like, I worked at BCG during COVID time, some amount of time before COVID and some during COVID. One of my clients had to move super fast in order to like, survive during the COVID phase, right? So, and what great leadership looks like, what like bad leadership looks like. So at least those kind of broader questions like BCG really helped understand, and kind of it gave a lot of confidence in terms of understanding that like, most of the people who kind of run the show in large organizations and run the world, they are not like very different from us. Anyone can like take a shot. Like, so this is something which is also great about Silicon Valley in general, that like, maybe an intern can end up starting something like Figma. Figma's founder was probably an intern at like, I don't remember which company, but like he was an intern at one of the Silicon Valley startups, and like he ended up starting Figma later on, and Figma became larger than the company where he interned, right? So those are some of the very big kind of like cultural nuances which you get to see in US very easily. But when you look at India, it is a little hard for us to have those examples. So at least in BCG, what ended up happening was that when I look up to like some of the folks in my client's organization, in my organization, I kind of like realized that like, they are not very different from us, and you a lot many times like courage is far more important than intelligence in terms of like achieving what you are trying to achieve, and this is something which Peter Thiel and a lot of these Silicon Valley folks also end up talking about. But like you can see it like that, like courage is far more important than intelligence, and like courage is also very very hard to have.